Title: I caught my wife cheating, served divorce papers, and transformed my life. I've been married for 18 months, together for 6 years, and I'm a 28-year-old male. Lately, I've started to suspect that my 27-year-old wife is emotionally involved with someone else and isn't genuinely interested in fixing the issues in our relationship. I'm seeking advice, encouragement, and perspective. Sorry for the lengthy post. I'm happy to provide more details if needed. Our relationship has been rocky for several months. We had a tough 2020, didn't we all, but I thought it was mostly due to the stress from my job and the pandemic. Then she lost her job, and I felt even more pressure to perform as the sole income earner. When she started a new job, we seemed to drift apart. Earlier this year, I told her how sad I was that we were so distant and hadn't connected in a long time. We haven't been intimate in nearly a year. In early April, I began individual therapy, which has helped me process my thoughts and feelings. I've been trying to share these with my wife, being open and honest. She told me she feels smothered and overwhelmed and needs space, which I've tried to respect. Despite this, she indicated she wants to work on improving things between us, so I've had hope that if I keep trying, things will get better. But they haven't. I don't know if what I'm doing is helping or hurting. I've been giving her space, trying to be supportive, not controlling. Yet she still seems so distant. I find myself holding back things I'd normally be excited to share with her because she seems annoyed when I try to engage. I brought this up to her, expressing that I feel she's not putting in much effort. She said she felt she had been trying for the past year and that I wasn't doing anything, and now she's burned out. I apologized and told her I'm ready and willing to fix things now but need her help too. She didn't have much to say. Meanwhile, I've noticed how close she's become with a coworker, a single guy about my age. They see each other every day, have lunch together almost daily, sometimes just the two of them. She often stays late at work, and I suspect he's always there too. They go out for drinks with coworkers, attend events together, and I know she's been over to his place until after midnight. This makes me feel uneasy and hurt. My wife doesn't do any of this with me. In fact, it seems like a chore for her to spend time with me. But she seems to adore being around this guy, let's call him Alex. This has been happening since at least early March. I didn't bring it up initially because she mentioned she didn't want to make me sad by hanging out with Alex, but said he's a good guy and has never tried anything. Things were already rocky between us, and I didn't want to seem like the jealous husband telling her she can't be friends with a guy. As things deteriorated between us, I've observed her talking to him and spending most of her time with him, which has been hurting me more and more. Last week, I told her that their relationship makes me uncomfortable. She asked, "What do you want me to do about it?" I felt strongly that she should decide how to address my feelings about her closeness with Alex. She didn't suggest anything, just told me not to worry about it, and then accused me of not trusting her. I told her I trust her not to do anything physical, but that I don't trust Alex because I don't know him. She seemed surprised by that. After I told her I was uncomfortable with their relationship, I didn't want to tell her what to do, so I didn't make any demands. The next few days, she was home more often and didn't go out as much. She seemed sad, and I ended up telling her I want her to be happy and do what makes her happy. I worry that she took that to mean she should continue her friendship with Alex regardless of my feelings. I've spoken with my therapist about all this. I told her it hurts me that my wife chooses to spend more time with Alex than with me, that she's constantly texting him, that she's gone out drinking with him and stayed out until 2 a.m., and that she even had him dog sit our pet without telling me. She seems happier when she's been with him or talking to him, reminding me of how she was when we first started dating, and that crushes me. I have a gut feeling that lines have been crossed that shouldn't be in a marriage. Maybe she doesn't think any boundaries have been broken, or maybe she's towing the line and it's only a matter of time until things become physical. I told my therapist it hurt me when I told my wife that her closeness with Alex makes me uncomfortable, and she responded by saying they're just friends and that I can relax. Then she shifted the conversation to asking what I want her to do, saying that he's one of the few things bringing her happiness lately, which absolutely crushed me. I feel like my feelings are valid and deserve to be respected. I want to have an honest conversation with her, but I'm nervous that it will come off as accusatory and make her defensive, or that I've already shut the door on the issue and shouldn't bring it up again. I'm constantly hurting. I can't eat, I can't sleep, I can't focus. I worry all the time about what might be going on between them. I'd love some advice. I just want this hurt to stop. I want her to be honest with me. If she's done with us, she should tell me. If she'd rather be with him, she should tell me. If she's emotionally cheating, I want her to own it and understand how it's hurting me. How can I approach this conversation with her? Should I? How can I get some answers about her relationship with Alex without being accusatory? Is she emotionally cheating on me? How should I confront this? My therapist suggested I should have this conversation and know my boundaries for a married relationship. I confided in some close friends and my sister, and they all thought it was messed up for her to be doing this, even in a marriage where everything was okay. That makes me feel more validated, but I still don't know the best way to initiate this conversation and have it be open and honest, where my feelings can be heard and where she doesn't immediately get defensive. Please help. I welcome any advice, and please be blunt. Update 1. I decided to talk to her. I mentioned my specific concerns and told her that what's been happening isn't okay and that it feels like lines and boundaries are being crossed. She seemed unfazed, even offended that I'd think something inappropriate was going on. She denied that they've been physical, saying they've only been out until 2 a.m. twice, as if that makes it okay. I told her I felt like a roommate while she dates Alex. She kept saying they're just friends and seemed unwilling to see it from my perspective. I told her I can't shake the feeling that she's lying to me, that something more has to be going on. I feel gaslit, like I'm crazy for feeling so bothered. I wish she'd show some remorse or own up to it. I told her we need to tell each other the hard stuff, even if it hurts. She told me she loves me and wants to be with me, but it felt hollow. I'm not going to talk to her about this again. There's no point. She seems unwilling to accept that she's in the wrong here and that she's hurting someone she claims to love. I'm struggling with the idea of snooping into her phone. Even if I found something, I don't know how I'd confront her with it. I feel so down on myself, like I let myself get into this position. Update 2. We talked again, and she confessed that she has feelings for someone else. I told her it's over. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. I told her I don't want to be in a marriage where my partner isn't in love with me and isn't happy with me. She cried and said she doesn't want to jump straight to divorce, that we should try separating first. I told her I don't see any other option. Even marriage counseling wouldn't work at this point. I booked a flight to stay with my family for a while. I can't describe the immense relief I felt when I told her we should proceed with divorce. She's made her choice by not cutting things off with Alex. I don't want to be with someone who won't choose me. Update 3. I served her the divorce papers earlier this week. It went better than expected. She didn't fight or try to blame me this time. In fact, she apologized for not handling the whole Alex thing well. She said she always thought that not crossing physical lines meant it wasn't cheating. She didn't realize the emotional affair aspect was real and devastating to me. She asked if we could still be friends after all this, that I'm her best friend and she doesn't want to lose me. I don't want to deal with that. She hasn't treated me like a best friend for months. In fact, she told me Alex is her best friend. Everything in my life reminds me of her. I'm having a hard time eating, sleeping, and focusing. I fixate on all this, on her, on us, on what I could have done differently. I still find myself feeling like it's all my fault, like I wasn't good enough for her. I got offered a great new job in my old home state, so I'll be starting there soon and preparing to move out of this toxic environment. I'll be closer to my family and some of my best friends. I think that will be good for me. The worst part is that she's keeping our dog. I knew our pet would be the biggest sticking point. She knows how much I care for him. I wanted to keep him, but she refused. She said she can't believe I'd leave her with nobody and try to take the dog away too. I decided that I just want this to be over. But it's going to be so hard. It feels like I'm losing two loved ones. Update 4. It's been about 2 months since I resolved to get divorced. I moved across the country to start a new job. It's been an emotional journey with lots of good days and bad days. But I'm doing better now. The new job is going great. The people are friendly and I'm enjoying the work. Tomorrow is my 29th birthday and I had some friends visit me. I've always been into exercise, but it was hard when I was going through all this. Now, I've been consistently returning to the gym and training for a marathon. I have rediscovered my love of reading. I found a great apartment in a nice part of town, close to parks and trails where I can spend time outdoors. I met a dog I'm going to adopt. His name is Marley, and he's going to be my new best buddy. Final update. It's been more than 6 months since I moved out. Things are so much better now. I just wanted to express my heartfelt thanks for the support and encouragement I've received. I have a fantastic job, live in a great city close to family, have an amazing and loyal dog, get to travel for work and fun, and am making new friends. I've started dating again and it's been fun. I'm continuing therapy and improving myself mentally and physically. I realize now that I was treated poorly by my ex-wife, who took advantage of my kindness. I allowed myself to be a doormat for too long. My friends have told me how proud they are of me and that I deserve better. All that said, I still have rough days. But these bad moments are outweighed by the good. I'm living a new chapter of my life and things are only looking up from here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm about to get ready for a date with a lovely woman I've been spending time with. Looking back on this entire experience, I've learned so much about myself and what I deserve in a relationship. It was incredibly tough to accept that someone I loved and trusted could be so dismissive of my feelings and needs. But acknowledging the reality was the first step toward healing. I realized that I had been neglecting my own well-being in an attempt to save a relationship that was no longer mutual. I was holding on to the idea of us rather than the reality. It became clear that I deserved someone who values and respects me just as much as I do them. Since moving forward, I've focused on rebuilding my life. The new job has been a blessing, offering not just a fresh start professionally but also personally. Being closer to my family and old friends has provided a support system that I didn't know I needed. Adopting Marley has been one of the best decisions I've made. His companionship has brought joy and routine back into my life. We spend our weekends exploring hiking trails and enjoying the outdoors. It's therapeutic and gives me something positive to focus on. I've also taken up new hobbies and revisited old ones. Reading, playing the guitar, and training for marathons have kept me busy and fulfilled. These activities have helped me rediscover who I am outside of a relationship. Dating again has been a new adventure. I've met some wonderful people and am taking things one day at a time. It's refreshing to connect with others without the baggage of my past weighing me down. Therapy continues to be an essential part of my journey. It's helped me set healthy boundaries and understand the importance of self-worth. I'm learning to prioritize my needs and not settle for less than I deserve. To anyone going through a similar situation, know that it's okay to prioritize yourself. Trust your instincts and don't ignore the signs when something feels off. You deserve honesty, respect, and a partner who is fully committed to you. Life has a way of working out when you take steps toward your own happiness. While the journey was painful, it led me to a place where I feel stronger and more content than I have in years. I'm excited about the future and all the possibilities it holds. This story highlights the emotional turmoil one can experience when facing infidelity and the breakdown of a marriage. It underscores the importance of self-respect, open communication, and the courage to make difficult decisions for one's well-being. The protagonist's journey is a testament to personal growth and resilience. Despite the pain and betrayal, he chooses to focus on healing and rebuilding his life. His actions demonstrate that while we can't control others' choices, we can control how we respond to them. By setting boundaries and prioritizing his happiness, he opens the door to new opportunities and healthier relationships. His story serves as a reminder that sometimes, ending a toxic relationship is the most loving thing you can do for yourself. Thank you for taking the time to read this story. If you're facing similar challenges, remember that you're not alone, and it's okay to seek support. Prioritize your well-being, and don't be afraid to make the tough choices that lead to a better future.